Welcome to DeColonization of Africa 101. We're going to talk about food. Now, many Africans in Africa and even in the diasporas, but I want to focus on those in Africa because in the Sunday afternoon or Saturday afternoon after church or whatever, they will take their family members to a nice Chinese restaurant and they will boast and brag as if it's some kind of upper class, upscale. Oh, today we had Chinese. Look here, I ain't got nothing against Chinese. I used to eat it. I don't care too much for it anymore. I think you know who I be doing. No problem. That's for me. That's for me to know. But please explain to me, have any of you Africans gone to China and you saw a nice African or Nigerian restaurant sitting up there and you hear the Chinese man talking about, today we have some nice pepper soup and fufu. Or we had today after church, we went to the African restaurant and we had some nice eba and gari and egusi soup or some okra soup. Do you hear that? It's time for us to decolonize the minds of Africans in Africa and the diasporas. I don't have anything against Chinese or Chinese food. But what we don't find in China, we shouldn't be boasting and bragging about it in Africa. Why should the Chinese men come to Africa? They have Chinese restaurants, all over Africa. And Africans are boasting and bragging that we eat Chinese like it's some kind of upper class, something to boast and brag about. But they don't stop to wonder, do you see African restaurants in China? And do you hear the Chinese boasting or the Japanese boasting? Or we had a Japanese, and you heard the Japanese boasting that, we went to this nice cuisine, upscale African restaurant today. We had some fufu and soup, and we ate it with our hands, and we had some egusi soup, and we had some eba, and we had some goat soup. What's up, Africa? We got to stop that. If I can't find African restaurants in China or Japan, well, guess what? You can't open it up in Africa. You don't want to push your culture, your tradition, your food on us, but then when it comes to ours, you say no, you want to shun us down. Then we're going to shun you down too. Everybody must love and appreciate their culture, their food. But don't appreciate to the point that you can only promote yours in somebody else's country, but they can't promote theirs in yours. That's the problem. That's what I have issue with. And then they have McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken all over in Africa. Why the people in Kentucky got to come and teach us how to eat fried chicken? First of all, why are we frying chicken like the people fry chicken in Kentucky in Africa? Are they frying chicken in Kentucky like we fry in Africa? Is there any African fried chicken in Kentucky? I'm just saying. Listen, this is time for us to open our eyes and open our mind. What's up, man? Why is Kentucky Fried Chicken in villages in Africa? Why the people from Kentucky got to go to the villages in Africa and show us and teach us how to eat fried chicken? Don't we know how to fry chicken? Why are there no African fried chicken up in Kentucky? I'm just saying. Look here, Africa, Africans, white, black, American. I don't care who you are. Open your eyes. I ain't got nothing against Kentucky Fried Chicken. But I want to see me some African restaurant up in Kentucky. How's that? Look here. Another thing I want to address also is that Kentucky Fried Chicken have so much brainwashed some Africans that now they're even trying to fry the chicken like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Our people need to be educated because most of you will all know that most of the Kentucky Fried Chicken is not even proper chicken. First of all, the chicken is hatched today. It's in the frying pan tomorrow. It's on your table a few minutes later. Most of the chicken are injected with all kinds of God knows antibiotics, and it's not healthy. And all the flowers and stuff. Africans, we used to raise our own chicken, where the chicken eat the grass and stuff. Now we want to do everything and copy everything with American and Westernized. Our people need to be educated. Not every food that comes from America is good because most Americans don't even like their own food because they're giving them cancer and killing them, making them fat and obese. Our leaders and our Africans, we have to open our eyes. Not because something is from America makes it right, and not because it's white make it right. We have to open our eyes and educate ourselves. We used to grow our own food. That's why we never had cancer. Now you find cancer is heavily with Africans. Obesity is heavy. Diabetes, all those things. Because we're importing food from abroad. When Africa has greener pastures to grow our own food. A pastor, they say Kenya and Zimbabwe. They are importing tilapia from China. Only God knows what they feed those tilapias. Why are they importing tilapia from China? There are no rivers and seas and lakes and lagoons in Africa to grow our own fish, to raise our own fish. The Atlantic Ocean is right there. Many oceans and lakes and seas are right there, and we're importing fish from tilapia from China. What is wrong with us? Where are our leaders in this? Why are they not saying something about it? Why are we even allowing this? We're going out of this. What happened to our fishermen? So we have no more fishermen in Africa. The money you use to send to buy food from to import tilapia from Africa, you could use that very same money and set up a program to help the so many information popping on my screen here, to help the fishermen in Africa. What's going on? To help the farmers. We're importing food, and we have vast farmlands. The money you use to import food, use that money to set up a program to educate and train the farmers and the fishermen properly, so we can pump the money back into the economy. Africa already don't have enough money. Then the little bit of money we have, we use it to get to import tilapia, to import rice, to import beef. What is wrong with us? Africa, it's time for us to wake up. Welcome to the awakening of the African minds. Welcome to the DeColonization of Africa. Welcome. The time and the season has come for that sleeping giant called Africa to rise. Welcome. I'm Dagnet. Thank you.